What up, Noe? That's mute. Checking all my stuff here. Dang it. Let's get him. No, maybe we'll do the other internet. We'll give it a shot. What is this here? This is like my is that my volume? No. This one was kind of, I mean, like I announced it, but I don't know how many people remembered that it was today. It was Saturday, right? I said Saturday the 13th. I did. But it was weird because I normally only do one. Hey, viewer, potential viewer, can you hear me okay? Is this mic working? Good. What's up, Granddaddy Landscape? Nice to see you too. How's everything going? You get to watch me take Tylenol. You're your first one in. Okay, good. And we'll keep an eye on the internet connection as well. How's your weekend going? Yeah, me too. It sucks. I hate the snow, and it's not fun at all. But, I'm inside. It's nice and warm and toasty in here. Got my owl picture. Keeps me warm somehow. I don't know. It does. But let's take were you at the last stream? They're good. I mean, Hood River's things are going good in Hood River. It's just snowy, and it's just like they keep saying ice storms, but I'm just staying inside. I keep with my owl picture, and I got a guest star today. Veronica the Haunted Doll is back. She hasn't been in an episode. What the hell? What happened to her face? It's like it got scraped or something. Dude, what the heck? The last one we had a lot of connection problems, Granddaddy. So it's like that's why I'm doing it much earlier in the day. That's part of the haunting. Yeah, she's slowly becoming ghost colored. She's slowly gonna have a white sheet on her. That's why I started earlier in the day, because last time I started it at 5 and had really bad. I know the old mom licked the finger. They had really bad connection. Well, I was trying to figure out: is it dirt coming off, or is it a white mark? That's what I can't figure out. So I was like, if I do the mom lick the finger trick, but it looks like it's neither. It's not coming off, and more stuff isn't being revealed either. Creepy. I don't think that was there before. Ooh, spooky stuff. No, the last live stream was good. We did a promo of the spooky sound effect that was on a couple episodes back, which nobody, when I put the spooky sound effect, I don't know if you heard that episode, but it was the one with the tingle in the apartment. I was hoping somebody would say they knew what it was. And the podcast went out. 10,000 people listened to the podcast. Everyone had different theories for it. Not everyone listens to every episode, but people had different theories for it, and they were emailing me, putting YouTube comments, but nobody knew what that was, which makes it spooky. I was hoping someone would go, oh, that's what happens when air conditioners get ice on them, or someone said their light bulbs made a noise like that before, but it was way more faint and it didn't move. There was a lot of theories, but it didn't totally match up. So that makes it creepy. That makes it creepier. And then you see, and I'll tell you guys this too. I got the news back from my doctor about my heart. So I showed it on a live stream. I used to have to wear a heart monitor for about 2 weeks. And I mailed it in and I got word from my cardiologist, everything is totally fine with my heart. I threw my heart out of rhythm by doing the caffeine. Like they said, over the course of 2 weeks, there was 6 times my heart had an extra beat. And they said each time it was no more than 8 heartbeats. So they go, that's totally within the realm of just a normal heart. And also, I was using nicotine and caffeine at the time. I don't do that anymore. And he goes, one time your heart rate, it went up to 160. And I said, yeah, I had to walk 2 miles with about 30 pounds on my back. He goes, okay, that explains that. But so my heart's totally fine. He said that, yeah. Hey, Godzilla. He said, yeah, you're totally fine. He goes, stay on your beta blockers for now. He goes, I'd stay on for about 6 months. And pretty soon they're going to have me running on a treadmill not for exercise, but they should have me do that too, to stress test my heart. But they're totally fine with where I'm at. So yeah, good news for us. Yeah. Well, it wasn't just, I was having the energy drinks I thought were safe because they didn't have all the vitamin garbage. They didn't have guarana or taurine. It was just caffeine. But I was having 3 basically energy drinks, 3 high caffeine energy drinks a day. And on top of that, 6 Diet Pepsis. So I was having 9 to 10 caffeinated beverages a day. And every so often I might throw in like a frappuccino or something like that, or a literal cup of coffee on top of all that. And I was having 20 nicotine lozenges a day. So I did it to myself. This is Veronica making a jump. I did it to myself, but that is good news. Because if it was something worse than that, it would be worse. It would suck. But yeah. And then here's you Patreon supporters are getting all sorts of cool fashion stuff. I got this because I've been having trouble in my eyes. I have double vision. And it sucks. There we go. So this is what I did. This is what I got here to cure my double vision. Tell me that is not. Look at that, dude. Because now I see, like you guys see, now with this on, I'm a normal human. I no longer am a freak with this on. So sometimes, because what happens is when I'm editing, I spend so much time on the computer now. When I'm editing and I'm zooming in and out of the edit, my brain thinks I'm moving. Like I can actually get motion sickness now by using the computer, or when I look up and then look down and then look up, it makes me sick to my stomach. And now I got this, and then I can even wear this here. This is an official Chinese army hat my brother got me when he was in China, but now I can walk around with my eye patch and my hat. But yeah, I'll wear this for like 20, 30 minutes. What's up, Vizzy General Carpenter? I'll wear this for like 20, 30 minutes a day, and it actually does help. And then eventually it's weird because I will start to see through it. I play the Demo Man in TF2. That's hilarious, dude. The Scottish Demo Man. I was just thinking about that game, dude. I haven't played I was literally thinking about that game like 3 days ago. Totally missed that game. Like I played it out. I put hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. I played with my little brother, and at a certain point, but it's dope. I really like it. But yeah, so I'll wear this and I'll actually start to see through it. I'll see through it. And then at a certain point, I'll take it off. But yeah, I'll get motion sickness. Editing. I have an eye appointment in a couple weeks. Dude, here's another. You guys are getting tons of free bonuses. A while back, I did an episode about the remote viewer app, the RV tournament. Dude, you guys need to get this. It's totally free, not sponsored by him. I'm going to do a full segment on him. He's actually using the app to predict the stock market. And I'll go, it's kind of weird how he does it. Basically, each day you have to draw an image of what you think is you're going to see in the future. And then he gives you a choice of 2 images that you choose from that won't be posted until the next day. Oh, sorry, Granddaddy. Yes, have a good day and be safe driving in the snow. Dude. Go get your mom some food. Before she freezes to a little ice block. I'm glad you're able to swing by, Granddaddy. RV tournament. You draw a picture, and then it shows you two photos from the future that you have to pick what photo you will be presented from 24 hours from now. So you're basically looking into the future. And he uses this tool, and he's very open about it. It's not a conspiracy. He uses this tool to predict the stock market. If enough people, basically, he doesn't tell us which one he's using, but one of the pictures means the stock will go up, and one of the pictures means the stock will go down. And based on how many people predict a certain picture, he buys that stock, or he invests in. He said he's been doing it. He's actually made money doing it. He's made a couple of like $14,000 doing this trick. And it gets more into that. Like, I'll get into more to it in the segment itself because I don't have my notes in front of me. But basically, you're basically trying to look into the future, trying to be a remote viewer. So I've been doing this for a while now. And there's this weird thing with psychics. They say the more you do the psychic exercise, the more you start sucking at it. And we'll go into that too. It's basically, there's like this law that says the longer the psychic experiment continues, the higher chances it'll go to 50%. When it starts off, it'll be really high and people go, whoa, this is amazing. And then the psychic starts to doubt themselves and it begins to drop down to probability. Right now, I've been doing this test now for probably about a month and a half, probably about a month. Right now, there's 17,000 users on this app. For the month of February, I'm in top 20. I'm in the top 20. I'm basically one of the best remote viewers according to this app. And this is cool. So they give you all of these stats here, which I don't know if you can see that, but based on my results that I've been doing here, the chances of me just getting it by luck, 20% chance. There's only a 20% chance that just by me guessing randomly, I'd get it right. And then probability based on how confident I am on my answers, there's only a 7% chance I could be getting it out of luck. That means I'm psychic. That means out of all time, I'm ranked 525, which is about out of 17,000 people. You guys should check this out. It's a fun app. It has exercises too, which I'm too lazy to do, but it has exercises on how to do remote viewing if you've ever been interested in it. Again, I'm not sponsored by it. I do still think that they're going to use it to kidnap psychics if we won't see it coming. But yeah, we're going to do a full segment on RV tournament, and it's cool. You just do it once a day. It's just something like at 1:30, my phone goes out. Like, these are my past, like, it'll show my previous scores here. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. So I'm going to show you one of these. So this one, I had an image in my head that what I was going to be looking at was tiny. So I drew a tiny guy in a chair, and I wrote tiny on it. So the first thing that happens at 1:30, it shows you the previous day results, and then it gives you a white screen you can draw on. And immediately I go, tiny, tiny. So I'll draw a tiny person and a giant chair, and I wrote tiny. And then the picture and then it presented me with two photos. It presented me here, we'll show both of them. Wait. Here are the two photos it presented me. Like, after I drew that picture, it presented me a picture of a boat sailing away and a bread, some cheese, and what is that? Like a Russian flag, a Bulgarian flag, or something like that? Tiny flag. So I clicked that one, and you can choose how confident you are on a scale of, there's like right here, and you can be 100% confident in this one, 100% confident in that one. I go, it's tiny. That's tiny stuff. So I brought it up there. I got it right. I got 10 points for that one. Here's an interesting one. So this is one I drew. This is what I drew. This was in my image here. I had two lines and some wiggly stuff. I got this one wrong. My choice was a treadmill like a gym or this little doll down here. Now, even though I got it wrong, I chose the doll because look what's on her shirt. Two little squiggly lines and two straight lines. Isn't that weird, dude? Like, that wasn't the right picture that was going to be presented the next day. It says this was the picture that you should have seen in the future. But I chose this one because I drew two squigglies. I saw this. Isn't that weird, dude? You should check out this app. It takes like 5 minutes. It's something at 1:30, I drop whatever I'm doing. Hey, Creep Show. At 1:30, I drop whatever I'm doing. I pull it up. And I do my little drawing. Here's another one. I mean, again, it's a lot. I drew a picture. I pictured a ram. That's how I draw a ram, right? And then the photo option I had was a forest or a telephone. And I go, where do rams live? I don't know where they live, but I know they don't use telephones. Check this app out. It's pretty fun. We're going to do a full segment on it. The guy's really open about it. If you're in the top 10, you get $10. He gives you $10. He says his goal is eventually to start a think tank for remote viewers. He goes, I would love to have remote viewers be able to get jobs. Sorry, I was burping. He learned about remote viewing. He really got interested in listening to Coast AM. They were doing an exercise, and he was doing it, and it worked for him. And now he's like, there has to be a way to make money doing this. So he uses this information to invest in the stock market. He's very, very open about that. It's in the frequently asked questions. And he goes, I would like, if I could prove that this actually works, that remote viewers could be hired by firms to use my algorithm to predict stuff. Other people have said if the SEC gets a hold of this, he's going to get in a lot of trouble because he's basically using outside information, which I guess you can use outside information, but basically, if the SEC thinks you can actually see into the future, then they're going to clamp down on him. So that's actually an exclusive. I'm going to do that segment next week. I'm going to do that segment maybe on Monday or Tuesday's episode because I think it's a really cool app and I want a lot of other people to use it. I'm having fun with it. At first, I talked about it briefly and I was like, it's okay, but check it out. RV Tournament looks really, really cool. Really cool app. Then today's the Valentine Patreon. So we got Veronica here. She's not my Valentine. She's not my Valentine, but I got a Valentine for Veronica. Check this guy out. This new Dead Rabbit cast member. It's Nomi the pig. He's stuffed. I didn't just buy a stuffed pig, just to be clear. I did not buy a stuffed pig. He came in a coffee cup. So that makes it better, right? Because now I have a coffee cup. This is Nomi the pig. He always gives me the side eye when I'm walking by. He hangs out with Veronica. And the reason why he's Nomi is... What up, Nomi? That's his catchphrase. What up, Nomi? He says, what up, Nomi? Do you guys like this? You guys like this Patreon live stream? You're like, dang it, Jason. You're bringing your toys out. What up, Nomi? This is Nomi. I don't know if he'll ever make an appearance on another live stream. He is no matter which way you look, he's always giving you the side eye. It's actually kind of disturbing. And his famous catchphrase. What up, Nomi? So there we go. What up, Nomi? How are you guys? What is up with you, Nomis? How's everyone doing out there? As I move Veronica and Nomi. Nomi's staring me down, dude. I got to turn and make him look the other way. He looks creepy. How's everyone doing on this snowy day? On this snowy, wintry day? As I drink my diet caffeine-free Pepsi, which is surprisingly good. Hey, Vizzy. I actually enjoy doing dishes. I really enjoy doing dishes. I hate having a dirty sink. So good on you. Dude. Oh, the hog wrestling went really well. I was actually going to post some more photos to the Patreon thing. But I was like, I don't know. People probably don't really care that much. But it went well. The poor pig, dude, its hooves were about as long as my fingers. They weren't like hooves are normally. They were growing out and they were flat like a duck's bill. And the toes are like growing. She wouldn't move. She's so old. And she wouldn't move. These pigs aren't supposed to live this long. They're from research laboratories. This woman has a farm that every couple of years she gets 2 pigs from a research. Thank you, fellow content creator, and thanks for coming out. She gets 2 pigs every couple of years from a research laboratory. And you just to save them because they're going to slaughter them. And these pigs are like, some of these pigs are like 10, 12 years old. And people go, these aren't supposed to live that long. Like, we don't know how long they're supposed to live. They're pigs bred for like laboratory experience for just food, just domesticated pigs. But yeah, she wouldn't walk. Next, so I have to go out next month. We're going to do it again because they trimmed down some and then they have to wait for her to heal and then trim down more. I'm going to record. Dude, it was loud. It was so loud, which I kind of expected. But dude, it was just like, rah, rah. I can't even make, and it was sad too because you could tell she was scared. She wasn't in pain. Oh, dude, here, hold on. I actually got a souvenir because I'm gross. So the way they clip them is they use like these bolt cutter type things. And it has like it's just like they go clump and it's not like toenail clippers because the hooves are like that thick each toe. So they have to cut off a little bit, cut off a little bit, cut off a little bit. And then they get down to the quick and they can't cut anymore because she'll bleed. This is a piece of a hog toe. Isn't that disgusting? That's the inside of it. This is a piece of a hog hoof. I want to make a medallion out of it, but look at that. Ugh. This came right, and it looks like it's actually starting to see. You can see through it now. I think it's starting to decay. It's probably some sort of, I don't know. Isn't that gross though? The guy was just like clip, 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 and this piece came off. Ugh, gross. Okay, I'm gonna go get some hand sanitizer. But yeah. It was good. She needed it done. Oh, dude, homies. They needed it done because it was just hurting. It is, yeah. Creep Show, you with a name like that, you should be like, yes. I love the big hoof. Damn it. But yeah, it was fun and she needed it done. She was totally fine afterwards. It took maybe 30 minutes and it tore up my shoulders. But have I ever shown you guys my movie props? I don't think I've ever shown. You guys are getting some exclusive stuff today. I don't think I ever showed you guys this. I might have though, because I keep forgetting. I was in a short film called Under the Bulldog Skin, or just Bulldog Skin is what it was called. And hopefully it comes out someday. I've actually seen it. The director and the writer, the producer of the movie and the cinematographer, they're all friends of mine. They haven't released it yet. I've seen it, but they're going to take it to the festival circuit. But then, the COVID thing happened. But anyways, I played a dog. I played a dog in human skin. So I was myself. Not saying that I really have a dog in me, but I basically dressed up and I walked around and I acted like a dog. And I don't want to give too much else away. It's a short film. It's maybe like 10, 15 minutes. But talk about grim souvenirs creepy. In the movie, I'm a dog person who is wearing human faces. Isn't that dope, dude? This is pig skin. Speaking of pigs, they actually went to a butcher and got pig skin and made this. This has to be 4 years old right now. I know, Vizzy. And when it's been in my freezer for 4 years. When I had to wear it, it was fresh off the pig. I shouldn't say fresh off the pig. It's not like the pig was running around and missing this. But they got it from the butcher shop. They sewed it in. They gave it to me. It was wet and slimy. Here's the other one we used. But this one is starting to shrink. Like, here's the eyes. Here's an eye. Here's an eye. Here's the nose. I think this was for a close-up. But this one's actually getting, like, slimy. Gross, dude. This one is and I'm kind of concerned what this stuff is. Because I didn't think stuff could go bad in a freezer, but this almost feels like, look at that. It's gushy. Yeah. Make pork rinds. Cursed movie frog. That's funny. I bet you a dog would love this. But yeah, isn't that dope? So hopefully that movie comes out sometime. This one I think was a reshoot where we had to do a close up, and I think this was the one I used on the day of the shoot, or vice versa. But look at here, you have the little nose. Did I tell you guys this? Oh no, I didn't tell you. I'm saving that story because I want to have the filmmakers on the show. I've never had guests on the show, but I wanted to have them on the show to talk about the short film when it came out because I saw a ghost while we were making this. Can you believe that? In the middle of nowhere, we went to a cabin in the woods and shot this horror movie, and I saw a ghost. So, ghost or a hobo, one of the two. I got to put more Perel on my hands. You guys are getting tons of cool stuff. I'm glad you guys showed up, man. For the people who can't show up, like these are saved for the other Patreon people. Like I put them in a YouTube playlist, but it's nice to talk to you guys too. Hey, so are you guys starting to open up again? Here, they're up in Hood River. They're opening up the restaurants for sit-down stuff. Are your guys towns, or did you guys even lock down in the first place? Are you guys opening up? So I cleanse my hands from that smell too. I haven't touched those in a while. I don't know why it's soggy. Half capacity. New Jersey, they haven't opened up yet. Yeah, yesterday they announced it. You can sit down in a restaurant. It's up to the restaurants whether or not they want to allow it. I'm going to put my patch back on because it does. You know, being on the computer, it just messes with my eyeball. So we'll figure it out. Beaverton is reopening slowly. Yeah, hey, Joel, how you doing? Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. I think it's cool to reopen everything. But it's weird. I don't know how many of you guys have live streamed. I've never really done it until I started doing this show, but it gets weird looking at yourself. I'm going to open a window too. Sorry I keep getting up. I should have done all this stuff beforehand. Yeah, it gets hot and stuffy. Doing a live stream. Let's see here. And then, at a certain point, I can't even look at myself. We got some good stuff. So I just popped the chat out bigger here. We got some good stuff coming out this week. And hey, have you guys had a chance to look at the Fortean map? I'm starting to get suggestions from there. It's really cool. If you guys haven't been there yet, I really recommend checking out the Fortean map. The first time I kind of botched it. I mentioned it, but I put it in the show notes, but I didn't specifically say this is the Fortean map, so now it's always labeled that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun going through that. The iceberg, I only like going back. I'm a hipster. I'm an iceberg hipster. I like using the 2016, 2017 icebergs. Those are the most. Those are the ones that have the least garbage on them. Yeah, fellow content creator, I really love that map because it gives you something. See, I like the iceberg, and it has that mysterious stuff. And you look at stuff like Bhutan Shadow Market, and you're like, oh, that sounds super evocative. Like, what could it be? And I can kind of use my imagination for what it is. The Fortean map, Vizzy, it is a here. I'll put it in the notes here because I was actually working on it right now. It's a map of the entire planet that has all sorts of crazy stuff. I think you can click right on that, right? Yeah. Yeah, basically you can look up your hometown. You can look all over I found so many cool stories I'm going to be covering pretty soon. This week I'm going to do a couple. It's nice because it's like, think about it, docs.com. It's a nice warehouse. Like it's so funny because sometimes the show gets stressful, and to relax, I used to play video games. Hey, no, Vizzy, dude, yeah, you're welcome. Have a lot of fun with it. But like Minecraft's not really doing. I might start a Minecraft server again when the new update comes out. But a lot of times, like if I just want to relax, I'll actually go to thinkaboutit.docs.com because it's relaxing and it's also ways to work on the show. It's so funny. But this map is kind of the same thing. Like if I just kind of want to jump around and stuff like that, TF2 server. I mean, do you think we could get 32? I don't think we could get 32 people on it around the clock. Plus, I don't want to start beefs by being better than all of you guys. My NG, here, let me show you this. You think you guys are into TF2? I don't know, man. Like I represent, dude. I got my unopened. This is who I am, dude. Where's I want to see this actually because I can't. Where'd you go? I can't. Dude, I can't. Where's my oh, here it is. Bam, dude. This is what I'm talking about right here. Dude, Heavy's dope. Mine were Spy. This was my team guy. Like if the team was sucking a lot, I do Spy. Spy crap, my 6-year-old took it. I'll run Spy when the team is stalled out. My go-to is NG, because I'll camp forever. Like I'm a super patient player. Or Pyro. I think Pyro's the guy too. Like if there's a Spy on the level, I will sit right next to the NG. I will spend the entire game protecting the flag. 100%. Other people racking up scores, I'll just sit there in the base with the NG as he has his little layout, and I'll just sit there with the Pyro. My brother, on the other hand, whenever I'm NG, he gets bored after 5 minutes, he leaves, and I get backstabbed, and I'm like, damn it, Christopher, I stood there for 20 minutes the last game. Couldn't you do that? NG's cool. I really like NG. That's what I loved about Team Fortress 2. They had so many different play styles. Demo Man, I was never good at Demo Man. I like Soldier when I had the build that every time I hit you with a missile, I gained health. Oh, dude, when I had that, it was like a special rocket launcher and then the backpack, and then I had like the little tuba thing. I had this particular build, but Sniper, I'm not very good at. Heavy, I'm okay at. Medic, I like playing healers in other games, but this Medic, I'm good at it. It's just not my favorite class. Scout, I can't play Scout. I can never get, because I don't even play platformers. And Scout basically turns it from an FPS into a platformer. It's all like 2 jumps. You got this special bat, 3 jumps, and taking the shot, and you only had 2 shots. I'm way more like, you're either Pyro or Scout. You're either you're either press forward and a left mouse key, or you're super kinetic. And that's what that game's really good at, is you have all those different play styles. Yeah. It is a Pixar game full. Well, gore is, it's kind of gory, I guess. You kind of just like explode in body parts, but it's a really fun game, and I'm shocked. Like I used to do all the Halloween events. Like I remember me and my little brother would be like, "Oh, dude, it's going to be the scare factory or whatever," and we'd get ready and we'd be playing it for that month and unlocking all the stuff. Medic, if you have a good heavy, like I don't like to, I would sometimes if there was a really good heavy, but I like to try to heal everybody. Obviously, you're not really worried about the people in the back lines, but I would always try to like cover the Demo Man and the Soldier. But everyone always said medic heavy, and I was like, no, you can have medic Soldier combos, you can have medic Demo Man combos. But you just get everyone just spamming the medic key over and over again. I'd rather be the Spy, or I went Pyro, NG, Spy was kind of and all 3 of those are very slow players. Like Pyro, you can rush, but they're definitely not. What's the other one you have? Scout. I don't want to bore you guys if you're not in Team Fortress 2, but I'm trying to remember them. I think I'm leaving someone out. You have Scout, Soldier, Demo Man. You have Heavy, Medic, Pyro, NG, Spy? Isn't there 9 classes? Did I say I didn't say Sniper? Yeah, Sniper with his bow and his piss jar. Like I'm good Sniper in like Battlefield games, but I could never get a hang. It's way too kinetic. Playing too fort. My favorites obviously were like Badlands, Dust Bowl. Dust Bowl was great. Those maps. I could play Dust Bowl all day long. I could play Gorge. That was the very first map I played. Like I played on some. I started playing back when Steam just let anyone run a server, and it was in their server list. So I was playing like hacked servers and stuff. I didn't know the game wasn't supposed to have like NGs being able to drop 3 dispensers. So I had to play against NGs dropping 3. They were play to win servers, and I didn't know that. I just figured that's what NGs did. So I learned to push really hard. Couldn't figure it out how I couldn't do that. But they have a tractor. What does the NG tractor do? NG, I've always like NG's had some cool stuff. His sentries have always been the same, and his teleporters are so important. But he like his lasers, like he got the laser gun, he got the spy catching gun. I think that was the laser. New beachside map. I want to see that NG tractor. Yeah, dude, it's been the only game I have loaded on Texas Truckin'. The only game I have on this new laptop that I bought, thanks to you guys, like having Patreon money allowed me to buy a new laptop, which is really good because the other one just was. Oh, that's fine. A little tractor. Wait, no, that's a taunt. Is that what it is? Is it not a So it's not like a weapon, it's a taunt. And he just drives around. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a taunt. I see Godarilla wrote that now. It's a taunt. But yeah, I just loaded Minecraft onto here like 2 days ago, a day ago, because I wanted to try to speed run it. Not like speed run it like Dream or anything like that, but see how fast I can beat the game. It takes me like 5 or 6 hours to beat it. I've done it before, but I don't have Steam. I don't even have Steam loaded onto this computer. I've just been more focused on the show. When I do like gaming, but it just takes up so much of my eyeball readjusting. Look at it's like squinty. It takes up so much of my time. Like I don't like to game. Thanks, Fizzy. Thanks. I don't like to game unless I can do something else. And Team Fortress 2 or Killing Floor, those are games you have to pay attention to. Unless you're like, I've gone to like in Team Fortress 2 and gone into the Minecraft server and things like that. Yeah, Vizzy, totally. You have to make a choice at a certain point. I'm not knocking games at all because they gave me a ton of enjoyment, and I know I'll enjoy them in the future too. But for right now, I think when I go on vacation again, I think I'm going to try. Because I have like State of Decay 2, which I bought right when the pandemic started, and I was like, I don't want to play this game. This game is so depressing right now. But like, I'll dump. When I'm on vacation, I'll dump like 40 hours into a game. Because I do, when I take a vacation, I try not to do anything Dead Rabbit related. It does. I played the first one. I beat it like 2 or 3 times. And then I did like the 100 level challenge. And then I did the DLC. So I know I'll enjoy it. There's a new game out called like 80s Thief, 1980s American Thief. It looks like it uses the same engine of State of Decay, but you're just like breaking into people's houses. And I might get that. It's a little more low key than State of Decay. But no, before I started doing the show, that's all I did was game. When I got off work, I would just come home and play video games. It was relaxing, but I wanted to do more. I always knew I wanted to do more. Yeah, that American, it's something like that. I keep seeing the ad on Steam, but it's like American 80s. Yeah, you just break into people's houses, you outrun the cops. It's like a low-key retro game, which is kind of what I want. Like I tried playing Stardew Valley, and that was kind of low-key and retro, but it didn't have an ending. Minecraft technically doesn't have an ending either, but again, Stardew Valley was fine, but I just don't have time to play video games. Yeah, Stardew Valley, I know it's super popular, and I just thought there was going to be an end game. And when I got married, I cheated at a certain point because I put so much time into it, and I couldn't catch a certain fish to finish the community, and then I was just like, screw it. I'm gonna see what happens when I cheat and keyed in this fish, and then nothing. It's like, what? I thought it was gonna get like spooky or adventurous or no. And people said, yeah, it just goes on and on and on. Is Valheim? Oh, so Goblet Grotto is free and it's super abstract. I'll check that out. And then Valheim, I was just trolling Twitch not too long ago, and I saw that, and that actually did look really interesting. And then Dream was playing it, not Dream, Ohmwrecker was playing it the other day. Yeah, it looked like, I didn't know if it was an MMO. I didn't know what it was, but yeah, maybe I'll check it out. It's just what? Oh, Goblet Grotto. Oh, dude, it looks like super. What is this, dude? What did you recommend? I'm going to put this in the show notes. I'm going to put this in the chat so other people can see it as well. Yeah, it looks bizarre. Look, is it like a point and click? What? You've left me speechless. Well, there's like, what is that? There's like a frog with a gunshot wound and an alligator chasing them. And then when you click on the images to see them, it says 404. You can't even see the images up close. Yeah, it's a zip file. It's super spooky. I don't know if I'm going to download it. Vizzy, are you talking about Goblin Grotto? Which game are you saying is amazing? Yeah, Godzilla. It's like Stardew Valley. I get why it's popular because it is just kind of this calming. Here, I'm not going to download this right now. I might mess up it only has a couple seconds left. I get why it's popular. Like sometimes when I play Minecraft, I just want to farm. But if I get bored of farming, I can do all sorts of stuff. In Stardew Valley, they do have the caves that you go in and you're like fighting stuff. And I mean, I get why it's popular. I'm not knocking the game. I'm not knocking the game itself, but I played it. I mean, I finished it. I got the golden old man or whatever it was. A bear gave me some honey or something like that. Goblet Grotto. Wait, yeah, okay, no, I typed in Goblin Grotto, but yeah, it took me to the right. No, I got it. Is a freeware action adventure. Should I read anything about it or should I just try playing it? Dude, here's the thing about 7 Days to Die. My buddy Carson, who's a big supporter of the show, a friend of mine, he was playing it, but at the time my computer wouldn't run it. I'm wondering if this computer will run. I can check 7 Days to Die. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with 7 Days to Die. I like to play games that are relaxing, and that game looks spooky. Like Alien Isolation would be dope to play, but it would scare me too much. Silent Hill games, 7 Days to Die, too stressful, man. Zombies, anything with zombies scares me, and the fact like the zombies, they get harder each night, right? That's the thing. Don't Starve. I thought the art design was awesome, but when I found out that the game gets harder each night and then eventually within 100 days you can't be, I was like, that's not fun to me. Like Minecraft, it starts off hard and it gets easier the better equipped you get. With Don't Starve, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to die, and that's not fun to me. Like I put a couple hours into Don't Starve because I could play that in a windowed mode. Because that way I could watch a movie. That's my big thing, is watching a movie. I watched an Army Hammer movie yesterday, actually, but it wasn't any good. But it was, actually. It was really, really good, but the ending didn't work, and it sucks. Yeah, there's a website, too, about Goblet Grotto. In the TV Tropes, they had kind of some remarks about it. So I was like, yeah, I didn't know. Interesting. It was, God, really? You got, dude. Yeah, we're gonna do an Army Hammer story on Monday that's gonna knock your socks off. It's gonna gnaw your socks off. It's gonna chew them off. It's gonna chew off your socks. We're gonna do a story about Army Hammer on Monday. Spooky stuff. you guys want a spoiler, let me know. I can give you guys a quick exclusive, but I also maybe you guys want to save it for Monday. It's totally up to you. It was called Wounds on Godzilla. Honestly, the movie was called Wounds, and it started off real. It was strong up until the last 5 minutes. I would totally recommend it. Dead Rabbit Radio recommends, but the last 5 minutes are so dumb that it ruined it. And it was about so we know stories about cursed books like the Necronomicon. We've seen movies about cursed videos like The Ring. This movie was about a cursed cell phone that this guy finds at a bar. That's a good hook. And when he clicks on it to look through the photos, he sees photos of like chopped up bodies. So he's like, Army Hammer's his bartender, and he finds this phone, and he goes, dude, like, someone might be a serial killer. And he's looking through, he's oddly fascinated by the phone. People are like, dude, if you turn that phone over to the cops yet? He's like, no, not yet. And he's looking through these photos of these body parts, and then he's all, he's like, not yet. He's going to McDonald's, and he's like, oh, I'm hungry, and he's looking through the phone. Then he gets to a video. He sees a video on the phone. And it's a video of a severed head sitting on a table. So it's like just someone cut off a head and put it on the table, and it's like decaying. And he's watching the video, and you hear the people around it going, did we do it right? Like he hears voices off camera going, did we do it right? Did he do it right? And the camera's just looking at this severed head that has like wounds in it. And there's like a huge gash in the side of the head. And you see something move in the gash. And then a human hand comes out of the gash. And then the video ends. That's, I was like, dude, I'm sold. Like, this is a really creepy movie. At that point, he starts having these hallucinations. He'll be talking to someone, and he'll see their head on that table. Like his girlfriend's like, hey, Army, how was work yesterday? And he looks at her, and then it flashes to her head on a table. Dude. Hey, Godzilla, I recommended The Evil Within. That's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I'm glad you checked it out. 100%. I actually just was telling Sabine, because she doesn't watch horror movies, I told her that movie almost beat for beat. I love The Evil Within. I'm actually thinking about doing an other Dead Rabbit recommends on it. The Evil Within is one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. It sticks with you. It's so good. It is so. I recounted it point for point. I saw it like 2 or 3 years ago. I watched it 2 nights in a row, start to finish. I love that movie. So Godzilla, I'm glad you checked that out. Wounds. It's funny because The Evil Within was really low budget and it felt creepy. Wounds had a bigger budget. It had a star. Yeah, Vizzy. The Evil Within is so good. It's so good. Usually, like when I was watching Wounds, I was playing Minecraft. I'm usually doing something else because I just watched it yesterday. About halfway through it, I shut off Minecraft, and maybe like the last half hour, I shut off Minecraft and just watched Wounds. And just because I knew something was coming, and just the ending fell so flat. The ending was so inconsequential. You're building. And even though the idea was there, it didn't feel as creepy as it should have. Wounds was just not raw enough. But again, very cool visuals. The storyline was good. The mystery was good, but the ending sucked. So I can't recommend something with a crummy ending. I didn't see Midsommar. I saw his first movie, which was Hereditary, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I thought it was good, but I thought it was overhyped. I thought it was a movie that started off really strong, and then it just didn't. It was like Wounds. It didn't live up to its promise. And then when it was over, I started thinking, wait a second. And the movie fell apart. It's one of those movies you put a little bit of weight on. It doesn't fall apart. The Evil Within, the ending is disturbing. The beginning's disturbing. The Evil Within, I remember watching it, and it had a half hour left, and I go, this movie's brilliant. Can it stick the landing? Like, that was 100% it. It was just, I was like, this movie is so good. It has 30 minutes left. If this ending sucks, then I will not be able to recommend this movie. And it doesn't. That ending is terrifying. Super terrifying. I have not seen Good Time. That sounds vaguely familiar. That's newer, I believe. Yeah, Vizzy. Evil Within. Yeah, because a lot of people don't listen to every episode, and definitely that was like an old episode where I did a whole segment on. I have not seen Good Time. That was the movie that got Robert Pattinson the Batman role. This movie, because he's like a bank robber. That was the movie that actually they go, oh, you can be Batman. I've heard it's good. I've heard Good Time is good, definitely. I know the ending to Midsummer. That's the other thing. Like, it sounds creepy, and like I read the plot. Like Hereditary, I wasn't spoiled about at all. And then I went and read like Good Time. I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about that one. But Midsummer, I was like, I'll go read it. The Battery, I've read about. I've read about that as well. Blackcoat's Daughter. It's funny that popped up in my Netflix or my Hulu recently, and I was thinking, I go, that sound vaguely familiar, like a horror movie. I think we've talked about it before, but I haven't seen it. The Battery. It's funny because it was one of those movies. It came out in like 2015, 2016. I've never seen it. I was actually excited to see it. And then I think there was like a review or something I read of it that there's not, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were saying the zombies aren't, they're either not in it or it's mostly about the two guys and the zombies are just like the event or something like that. And I was like, I kind of want zombies attacking people. Like they don't constantly have to be attacking people, but I heard it was that. It's a kind of I was described as like a hipster comedy movie. I think was how I had heard of it, but I could be wrong. And again, like I always like checking. Yeah, the zombies are the backdrop, and I remember. But did you recommend that before, Godrilla, or maybe somebody else did, or maybe you have an alt account and you're like, check out The Battery. It doesn't have to have action for me, but I like tension or horror. There's a movie called Raccoon Valley. It's a zombie movie with 3 actors, and everything. The 3 actors are real, but almost everything is CGI. The guy made it for like $2,000, $3,000. It's a really good zombie movie because it's one survivor and 2 different people play 2 different zombies, or 2 different people play different zombies. It's really dope. It's tense. It's scary. The guy shot it in his neighborhood and then used CGI to erase all the cars and everything like that. So yeah, you can do a lot without action. Yeah. So God, really, yeah. I remember you. I remember somebody mentioning The Battery last time, and I was like, and then when you brought it back up, I was like, I wonder if it's the same guy. I'll check it out. Right now, we're talking about The Battery right now. Oh, and then Raccoon Valley was the one that was just the one person. Yeah, I think it was Raccoon Valley. It was. He did a horror movie called State of Decay before the game came out. And it was a really cool zombie film. And then he went even lower budget, which is rare. Like his first movie cost like $100,000. The next movie he made for like $10,000, which was Raccoon Valley. I haven't seen Ted the Caver movie. What was the Vivarium one? Ted the Caver, is that the guy who got stuck in the cave and it was real? Like you could actually see footage of the guy in the cave. Like it's that famous photo. Who? Here, hold on. Sorry, I'm going through here. I'm gonna copy some of this. If I watch these movies, I want to be able to go, oh, so and so recommended these guys. Which I've made that mistake in the past. I wanted to cover that documentary about that idiot in Colorado, and I forgot who recommended it to me, so I had to watch my own live stream. Um, um, yeah, Ted the Caver. So what is that based on a true story, or is that because there's that famous photo of like the guy stuck in the cave? Is that what Ted the Cave? Because I've never been a huge fan of creepypasta. But there's certain ones I know of. What was it, Smiling Jack or Jeff the Knife? No, Jeff the Killer, Jeff the Killer. But I've never read it. Squidward Suicide. I read that. Um, what was the other one? Oh, Bart. Bart is so funny because Bart is dead or dead Bart. That actually scared me. I was an adult when I read that, but it's creepy. It's really well written. I think Dead Bart was the very first creepypasta I read because I'm a huge Simpsons fan. I was like, what? That's not true. And then you read it and you're like, that's a really cool story. It's like the idea of like lost media. Like, did this happen? Now, I didn't believe it as my eyes shift from side to side, but it was creepy. I remember reading it late night one night on the X board. It was the first time I'd ever seen it. And I was like, wow, this is fake. But at the back of your mind, you're like, it's disturbing. The ending where it's like they go to the graveyard and it's all the dead celebrities. You're just, okay, whatever. But everything else, I like that one. Squidward Suicide also I thought was really, really well written, spooky story because it was basically the same tropes. But like Ted the Caver, I've heard of that. I've never read it. I don't think. I think I'm getting it mixed up with the dude who's in the real life guy who got stuck in the cave and died. They couldn't get him out, like his body was wedged in. But I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. But so there's a movie on it now. So I don't know. Vivarium. Oh, Vivarium, is that's the suburb one. Okay, yeah, no, I haven't seen that. Stuff in Ted the Cave. Oh, Living Dark. Huh. Never even heard of this movie before. Yeah, that might be interesting because I've never um that might be interesting because I don't know the story. So the movie would be brand new to me. This is right here, but well, it's funny. I always go to the reviews because I'll go off what other people say too. Like, well, that's what a review is. Like people I trust, they'll be like, "Oh no, check it out. Don't listen to the reviews." I'll do that as well. And then what I do is I like to look at because I've watched so many movies. I try to look at what other movies they've made, and I sometimes there's a movie that doesn't look good, but I'll see they made a movie I really liked. Um, but yeah, the reviews look pretty good for it. It has a 5 out of 10 on IMDb, which is actually good because a lot of people review bomb stuff. They give it a 1. They're like, "What? That person said that line wrong." Like, here's a review for 1. The acting was amateur and the plot did not follow the original story. So that gets a 1 out of 10. So a 5 is actually a pretty good review on that. Yeah, I watched Wounds. I've been watching some documentaries lately. They sucked. Louis Theroux one was probably the Louis Theroux one didn't suck. It wasn't my favorite documentary of his. But then I watched a documentary about an open relationship in Germany, and I watched a documentary about onion rings. So I mean, that is the scope of the type of stuff I watch. I watched one about this guy and this girl who they were married and they wanted to have a threesome or something like that. And it was dumb. You find out at the end that the documentary is not real. It's a. I was so mad. It's like, if you're gonna have a threesome, damn it. It was a documentary about this relationship. At the very end of the movie, the director goes, "Oh, by the way, everything you've seen is a reenactment. It's based on a true story, but my girlfriend didn't want to be in the movie, so I hired an actress." And I was like, "That's not a documentary then. You literally waste. I would not have watched a movie with that plot. I wanted to watch what would happen when two humans open up their relationship and are trying to get married at the same. I don't want to watch it. I was so mad. They wasted my time. It was not a documentary. It was a reenactment. Because you're looking at all these moments, and I remember thinking, "Oh, dude, like what a perfect moment." But then you don't even know if that ever happened. He said it was all. So, anyways, because I have HBO Max, I'm waiting for Justice League. Justice League. I got HBO Max right now. I'm sharing it with someone, so I don't have to pay for it. So basically, I don't have HBO Max. Someone else does, and they're let me use it. But what? 3 singers who all stalk this singer Tiffany. And then I watched a movie about onion rings, and it wasn't a movie about onion rings. It was a movie about the making of a movie about onion rings. So, yeah, I didn't have a ton of luck. I think we're alone now. Is this documentary? Okay, I'm totally see. That's totally my. That's I'll watch this after the live stream. 100%. 100%. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about. I want to check out all these movies. I want to check out Good Time. I got Living Dark, Ted the Caver, Vivarium. I think we're alone now. Just the guys. Look, go to this. Check this out if you can, and tell me you look over at the you look over at the cover of the movie, and then the I didn't even have to click on the video, just that guy. I was like, I can already know this guy is going to be very, very interesting to watch. I'm sold on that. I'm 100% sold on that. Now, really, you're saying healthy is good, bad, but the concept of it keeps. Are you saying Hellier? Is it that new show Hellier? Is that like because I haven't heard of Healthy. Oh! It's a play on like Healthy, where Jigsaw. Okay, I'll tell you this right now. That is a movie. That is a movie that I will save to watch with my mom. Because we watch those types of movies. We watch Goofy, serial killer. She doesn't really like the serial killer stuff that much, but something that like she'll do a gimmick horror movie. So it's like, yeah. So I look it up. It's the only. Oh my god. Again, I'm not knocking this. I haven't seen it, but the guy who directed Healthy is the writer, the cinematographer, the composer, the editor, and the producer. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we're getting some. It's so funny. This is great. I didn't go into this thinking, I'm going to get some good movie recommendations, but these are great. So, Godrilla, let me ask you this, because this is always the key. Like I said, I watch these types of movies with my mom, but she doesn't like she can handle a little bit of nudity, but like sex stuff she's not down with. How would you feel comfortable? Would you feel comfortable watching Healthy? Because I can watch it myself, but would you feel comfortable watching it with a mother? Maybe not necessarily your mother, but a mother, just a mother walking down the street. Is Healthy a not necessarily family friendly movie? Because I won't watch a trailer on it. I like going in with little spoilers. But do you think my mom would like? Dude, I don't know your mom. I don't know your mom at all. She can handle because we'll watch those like Cabin in the Woods type movies, which she didn't like. That was too gory for her. But then she watched Slash Park, about the water park where someone put the blades in the. It was like a water tunnel, and someone put giant knives in it. So someone poops. No nude. The gore's not cut-wise, not super bad gore, but poops at the end. Yeah, that's fine. Like, is it like actual human waste, or is it like a special effect? Is it like Pink Flamingos or something like that, where they're like, no, I need to use real human waste? That's funny. Healthy. A psychopath kidnaps addicts and forces them through torturous. So it's not all. I might have to watch this one myself because if it's this is like torture. So what does he do? Put him on a gross, dude. Does he make them sleep on a red hot bed? Is that all the okay. Aqua Slash. That was it. Aqua Slash was what we watched. Yeah, my mom, she enjoyed that. It had a good mystery, like who did what. Maybe I'll watch Healthy myself because I don't know. It looks a little darker. Like, see, Aqua Slash, even though it was gory, it was really bright. This one, I just see a woman throwing up, a gross teeth guy, and then a red hot bed. Have you guys ever seen Circle? Have I mentioned that on the show? I remember I recommended a friend of mine to watch Circle, and she accidentally watched The Circle, which was a movie. It was this girl I was dating at the time, and I go, hey, you should watch the movie Circle. It's on Netflix. And she went and she watched The Circle, and it was a gay love story. And she's like, what? Why'd you want me to? Why were you so insistent I watch this movie? And I was like, no, not that. Circle. About the people who all wake up in the room and they're in a circle on circles. There's like 100 people in a pitch black room. Have I talked about that on the show? Have I ever recommended that? Godarilla, are you saying you love Circle or you love the Healthy or both? I think I need to put my patch, maybe put my glasses on. It's always about just kind of figuring out where to look at what. Let's see here. Yeah, Godarilla. Circle is dope. I don't think I've recommended it before. Or I may have. That's the problem when it wouldn't be a bad thing if I recommended it again, but it's so funny you saw The Evil Within. That movie gets slept on, dude. That movie totally gets slept on. I post it in the X board all the time when someone's like, hey, you guys know any good X movies? I'm like, Evil Within. Evil Within. It's hard to find because it's named after the video game, but even if I did recommend Circle, it's worth recommending again. It's just a really cool, short, really well-paced movie. Really well-paced movie. You know what movie I watched again the other night? Actually, people got upset that I recommended this movie. But I think if you can look past the politics, because the politics, whatever. Cuck. That movie, it's so funny. I had watched it when it came out because it was just like the Joker. Everyone was like, yeah, it's like the Joker, but it's like more political. I watched it. It came out on the same day as the Joker. Yes, Vizzy, it's the movie about the rich. Yeah, Godarilla, do you know the backstory to Evil Within? Have you ever? Yeah, I did a whole segment on Evil Within. Godarilla, the backstory to Evil Within is even weirder than the movie. Like the making of the movie is way more bizarre. Vizzy, check out The Evil Within. Super weird. Yeah, I really like that one. But yeah, I was watching Cuck. I rewatched Cuck because I'd seen it about, a year or two ago. I rewatched it. I'm like, this movie's brutal. The politics, the politics are the politics. And I get why people are upset about it, but then some people were upset about it. They hadn't seen the movie, but people are tired of politics, so they don't want to see any politics. Totally get it. But it's brutal. It's almost like the person that you wish Batman showed up and stopped him because he just ruins his own life and everyone else's life. It's such a brutal. Cuck is so brutal. I kind of think between Joker and Cuck, you had an amazing film. I think Joker was the ending didn't work. The speech of the ending didn't work, and then it became like everyone loved him, and it was this dream sequence, or maybe not. Cuck, the ending is fucking. I don't even cuss. That's how I cuss in real life, but I don't cuss on the show. The ending to Cuck is so disgusting. It's so brutal. And you're thinking, that Joker couldn't. If you took the last 15 minutes of Cuck and put that as the last 15 minutes of Joker, it would have been the best movie ever. It would have been hands down. People would have walked out of the theater and go, "What in the world just happened?" So brutal. So brutal. Godrilla. So The Evil Within, the guy who made the movie, and I won't go over it all because I know other people have already heard the story, but the guy who made the movie was an heir to the Getty fortune, I believed. He was also a hardcore meth addict. And he shot the movie. You've seen the movie, so you know how low budget it is. It took him like a year and a half to shoot the movie, and people were like falling in and out of contracts, and certain people couldn't come back to shoot certain scenes. But he shot like all the restaurant scenes in one day. So it's the same background people the whole time, or shot it in a week. And then halfway through the movie, everyone changes. The waiter's a different actor. Everyone at the restaurant's different because they shot that like a year and a half later. He does this movie. It's based on his real mental problems. He said ever since he was a kid, he had nightmares and he couldn't figure out if someone was whispering horrible stories in his ear. So that's a true story. The creature in the background he believed existed. Yeah, it's let's see if I pull. You know what I do is I go to Dead Rabbit Radio. I go to the official website and then I type in what I'm looking for and it'll pull up the episode. It has a really good search function in there. 58 Mexican Sugar Dancing was the episode. Yeah, I actually won't give it away. Godrilla, I recommend either listening to the episode or it's a cool it's a cool story. I don't think I could do it justice just by retelling it on the live stream. I would recommend checking, or if not checking out the episode, checking it out online because it's sad. Nah, never mind. I'll just tell you the ending because I don't want you to go. So he made the movie and he goes, "That's a wrap. I just have to do the special effects." This millionaire's son with a horrible meth problem, he did all the special effects, all the stop motion. He did that. He's moving the little people. All that crazy stop motion stuff at the ending, that was him every single day. Okay, Gorilla, I won't give it away then. I won't give it away because it's brutal. The movie's great, and then the story behind it is just like, yeah, I won't give it away. I really recommend, and that I will totally do another Dead Rabbit recommends on The Evil Within because, I mean, episode 58, that was 550 episodes ago. That was 2 years ago. That definitely needs to be brought back up. I won't do a whole segment on it again, but I'll go like, you guys got to listen to that episode. And yeah, and even Mexican Sugar Dancing, that's funny. That's an old conspiracy iceberg thing. And I love The Evil Within so much. I titled the episode Mexican Sugar Dancing, but the main story of that episode is about that movie. I just put that into the title because I knew people wanted the iceberg stuff more. That's funny. Episodes 1 through 107. Yeah, dude, that's old stuff. That's old stuff. I'm glad. You know, I get comments like that, Vizzy, where people are like, yeah, it just keeps me entertained. A lot of people saying, you know, during the pandemic, they go, it was nice that you always had that thing to come back to. So that's cool. I really enjoy hearing that stuff. So yeah. Because I know I've been the same way, just listening to stuff, going to work and looking forward to a podcast, be like, oh yeah, I wonder what the guys are going to talk about today and stuff like that. Normally, it's a weekly podcast. So you'd wait until, you know, Sofa King podcast was the one I listened to all the time. You'd listen to it and you couldn't wait for it to pop up. But yeah, lots of fun with that. But no, I'm glad you guys enjoy the show. Definitely. I want to check something out. I'm gonna give myself a thumbs up. Yeah, no, I'm glad, Vizzy. I'm glad to hear that. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's good to have just have entertainment that's there. And like to me, it's the thing I like about this show. I see it like as if I was listening to it. Um yeah, dude, Tickled. Tickled the Tickled movie. I recommended that. I did a Dead Rabbit recommends on Tickled as well. Um I like this podcast if I was a listener because it gives you all the information you need in like 15, 20 minutes. And then either that's it or you can do more research. Like I try to compact the information in, tell it in an entertaining way. Um, but then if you want to know more, the show notes are there. Because I know there's a lot of paranormal podcasts or even like Sofa King and stuff like that. They'll mention stuff and then I want to know more and I don't know how to access it. So that's what I like about this show. I basically am making it for me. What I would want to do. Yeah, dude, Tickled. I saw that. I had a buddy here in town who was like, dude, you should watch Tickled. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's a movie about like a tickling contest. I said, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, watch it. And then that same day, someone else came up to me and was like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you doing? And he's like, hey, dude, have you seen that movie Tickled? I was like, what? Like, did you guys arrange this? No. I think it was the same day, but it was in short order. Two different people are like, dude, you need to see Tickled. What? Yeah, it's crazy. I actually yeah, that's on my like to watch list. Recently someone asked me, "Hey, do you have a list of all the movies you recommended for Dead Rabbit Recommends?" So I went through them. And that's when I was like, "Cuck is on here? What when did I recommend that?" So I rewatched it because I was like, "Should this movie stay on the list? Should this movie stay on the list?" There are some other ones on there like Super Hybrid about an octopus that turns into a car. And I've seen that twice. I do think that because see that movie, like when you look at Coherence and Freaks, and then you look at Cuck and Super Hybrid, I go, are these equivalent? Are these equivalent? Like Coherence, you got to watch. Evil Within, you got to watch. If you went your whole life without watching Super Hybrid, you'd be fine. But I was looking at the list and I said, I think I'll keep the list as it is. But I saw Tickled on there. I go, yes, Tickled 100%. If you're into documentaries, it's such a good mystery. You have no idea what's going on. And even at the end, you're kind of left wondering, like, what? The thing is, I don't really remember much about Tickled. I remembered the slow motion tickling thing because me and my friends were sending that back and forth to each other. And I just remember the ups and downs, but I don't remember how it ended, which is fine, which isn't a mark of it. But yeah. So I think I'm going to post that list on the Dead Rabbit website. I think I'm going to post a list of the Dead Rabbit recommends with little things next to them saying what genre it is, because maybe you're just in the mood for sci-fi. You don't want to watch Tickled. So that'll be listed as a documentary. And for like Cuck, I'll be like, this is political. If you don't like politics, don't watch it. Because yeah, a lot of people are just tired of politics, for politics, against politics, whatever. And I totally get that. And then like Super Hybrid, you know, it's about an octopus who turns into a car. If you want a cool sci-fi horror film, it's really fun. It's really like energetic, but it's not on the level of Evil Within or Circle or anything like that. Did you guys watch that stupid movie about the platforms on the Netflix? It was called Platform. That was a movie that was super hyped up. And I was like, oh yeah, cool new science fiction movie. Maybe it'll be like Circle. It's did you guys watch? Did you guys see Platform? I want to see Snowpiercer. I've never seen Snowpiercer before. And I know there's a television show based on it, so I might be watching that soon. But I think, what was I think I am going to watch this documentary tonight. It's only an hour long and 1 hour and 1 minute. Yeah, I will totally watch that. And then I got Good Times. Interesting. Vivarium. Ted the Caver. That sounds interesting too. Healthy. Just that title is great. What are you conflicted about? Which one are you conflicted about? Tickled? I saw the first one, and you know what's funny is that I was bored. It was very very interesting because you shouldn't get bored by it, but I think because it was just the same thing, it was very very interesting concept, very interesting concept. But it's like a first person action horror movie, and I saw that they had done a second one. They were actually supposed to do a series of video games. That's how I first found out about them. They're supposed to do a fighting game that was super gory. Like you could rip people's skin off. It would cut to a full motion video of a guy getting his skin ripped off. And that's how I heard about it. And then I saw Hotel Inferno. Yeah, Platform was the name of that movie. Oh, you're conflicted about Platform. Yeah. I thought there was just way too many questions at the ending. They kept talking about the platform, what's at the bottom, but that girl was riding the platform. The serial killer girl was riding the platform all day long looking for her daughter. She would have been to the bottom multiple times. Remember, it goes up so fast, she would have off, so she would have been getting off at the top all the time. Why anyone would sign up for that to go to college for free? It's just, and this is just off the top of my head. The fact they were trying to save a piece of cheesecake by murdering everybody else because they wanted to show that cheesecake could exist in hell. I wasn't a fan. I like the visual of it. It started off strong with the guy waking up and he was strapped to the bed. That was like the beginning of the second act, and the guy was going to eat him. And that was fine. But once it got to like there's 250 levels or 100 infinite levels or whatever it was, and yeah, it just wasn't a. Yeah. I think it was overly pretentious. It was trying to say something about working class and the struggle, and I get those things. I totally get those things, and about how the people at the top can be disconnected from the people at the bottom. But when the people at the bottom are murdering people, they were just bashing in those people's heads, and they're like, "Stay away from the cheesecake! Stay away from the cheesecake!" I go, "These people aren't heroes anymore." Like at this point, it should show that the working class will destroy the working class to send a message, which is accurate. It's an accurate thing, but the movie didn't see it like that. The movie just saw it as, and then they send the girl up. They go, "The girl is the message." They send her up. You're telling me that's the girl had never, because it goes up so fast. You're telling me the girl was never at the top of the thing. They let the woman take her. It's so funny because I only saw it one time, but I remember all this stuff like she brought her dog in and then someone ate the dog. But yeah, it was okay. It wasn't Circle, and I thought that's what I was hoping, and I was hoping that it was this really cool new sci-fi movie. I did see Mandy. We actually, it's so funny. We did that on the Dead Rabbit Radio Movie Club when the pandemic started. I had a movie club. We were doing live streams every other week or something like that for everybody. And I saw Mandy. Sorry. Started off strong. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Stylistically, it was really good. I liked the performances. I liked the special effects. And then it got to the point where Nicolas Cage kept getting bonked on the head, and then he'd wake up and he'd be handcuffed somewhere, and they're like, "Ha ha ha, we got you now, Nicolas Cage." And he'd break out and he'd like stab someone in the eye and he'd run away. And then he ran over, or his car flipped over, and he wakes up and he's handcuffed to something, and they're like, "Ha ha ha, we got you now, Nicolas Cage." The guy in the balls and like pushes it. Like they're demons. They would just shoot him in the brain, right? I mean, they're not going to take it. There was a reason if they go, "We need him for the ritual, don't kill him." But there was never a reason explained for that. Yeah. I mean, stylistically, it was really cool. It looked like a Stephen King novel. It looked more like a Stephen King novel than movies based on Stephen King novels. To me, the biggest error in that movie, though, which I loved it when it happened the first time, that serial killer cult leader, when that woman was like, "Your dick is small." He's like, he turned into a normal man. And he was like, "Oh, what he was unsure of himself, and he had to look in the mirror, and like the devil was talking to him, and he's like, "You're a god. You go take this woman." Da 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 da. But we saw who he was. We saw he was a weak little man who didn't believe in himself. At the very ending, when Nicolas Cage shows up with like some shotgun, some demon weapon or something like that, he does it again. He turns into a weak little man, and then he starts breathing, and then he's like, I am the creator, I am the destructor, I am the evil Lucifer. And he gives this speech, and Nicolas Cage blows his head off or something like that. And I said it should have been the reverse. That let that bad guy go out on top. I would have much rather seen him begging for his life. I actually think he like says to Nicolas Cage, I'll give you a BJ. I think he actually like offers, I'll do anything, please don't kill me, don't kill me. I think Nicolas Cage should have killed him then, because then it showed how small that man was, no matter what chaos he created. But to have him go, he gets up and he's like, no, I am the one who destroyed the chaos. You'll never destroy me. Cobra Commander, the fact that he always ran away and was scared is what was his defeat. If he's just like, next time, Joes, then he wasn't defeated. Yeah, it was just simple things. But again, the movie itself, stylistically, it was really, really good. I actually have been watching that Ninja Turtles cartoon on Nickelodeon, and speaking of that, dude, there was this episode, it's so funny, go from Mandy to Ninja Turtles. There was this episode where Shredder had mind-controlled half the turtles and a bunch of other mutant animals, alligator and stuff like that. And they're all fighting each other, and Shredder's just kind of standing there watching this giant crocodile, this giant bat beat up the turtles. There's like a mind-controlled giant ape, and they're all fighting each other, and they break the spell. So now you have the 4 Ninja Turtles, and then you have these 4 other really powerful mutants. You have like this giant snapping turtle. And I'm watching it, and I go, oh, no, these guys are going to... Now Shredder's going to have to retreat. It's going to be like... He's like, next time, Turtles. And Shredder's standing there, and they show the camera like rotate around, and they show all the turtles surrounding him, and then all these other mutants, and Shredder looks at him and goes, let's go. And he just defeats all of these dudes. He's picking up turtles, throwing them. He's fighting. He's like, they're all attacking him at once. He's beating all of them up. He doesn't retreat. It's 8-on-1. And he's just kicking the crap out of him. And then finally they drop something on him. And then a couple of foot soldiers come in, and Leonardo goes, we got to retreat. I go, that's a villain. And then Shredder comes out of the rubble, and he's so mad. I go, that is a villain. He didn't retreat. Even if he lost that battle. I was like, dude, this show is so good. Any other cartoon, he would have been like, next time, Turtles. He was going to murder all of them. He still saw that as a fair fight. And it would have been if they hadn't. And then a couple foot soldiers come in, and Leonardo's is like, I'm out of here, dude. And everyone bounced. Even though Shredder was buried in a rubble, it was the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles from 2013, dude. It is so dope. It's so good. The cool thing about the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtle one is, one, the animation looks great. 2, it's one continuous storyline. You can't catch episodes out of order. It's a saga. But the episodes all pay off. Like, you have like Mutant of the Week, where they'll fight like the swamp. They'll fight like a giant plant man, or they'll fight a giant bug man. But so many of the episodes are homages to sci-fi and horror. They had an Aliens episode about these squirrels that go into you, and then they pop out of your mouth. They had a whole thing about, they had a mutant in the woods who wore Voorhees brand overalls, and he wore a hockey mask. Oh, he beat up Casey Jones and put his hockey mask on. And you're like, dude, that's dope. They did a play on the Thing, where this thing was taking the form of each turtle. So you can tell, like, the people who are making it are fans of sci-fi, horror, and the action is so good. There's a lot of goofy stuff. Like, I remember when the show first came on, I was like babysitting my nephew, and I was like, dude, this is kind of like Leonardo's super annoying. He's like really for the kids. And the first couple episodes, you're kind of like, but you like, if you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles, I think it's probably some of the best Turtles stuff. It's really good. It's like 5 seasons. I guess it's 4 seasons. The 5th season is Tales of the Ninja Turtles, where they do some crazier stuff. But they've had they reinvent everything. So like the Krang is new. The Krang's different. It's like, oh, they had like an episode about conspiracy theorists, X-Files. There was a guy trying to the Turtles basically kill all of the Foot Clan. So then they have to bring in robots. But for the first season, they're fighting human ninjas. And they're using blade. They don't actually show them killing people, but they're running into battles with swords and scythes and stuff like that. And for the first season, they're all using humans. And then at a certain point, they're like, Shredder, we've run out of ninjas. We've run out of foot. So then he gets the Krang to build him some robot ones. So now they're cannon fodder. Now they'll show him slice him in half and stuff like that. But Splinter too, like Splinter's one of those guys who rarely fights, and when he shows up, he just wrecks everything. That's a really good show. Really, really good show. Digging into the marrow. Sorry, Gottarella, I went on my Ninja Turtle rant. That's again a movie that's popped up on my radar a lot that I've never seen. I didn't even know it was found footage, honestly. I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, I didn't know that was found footage. Oh, wait, Ray Weiss. Maybe I did see this. I did see this one. I did. I remember, okay. I did see this one because I remember being a little disturbed by the fact that it was a documentary. It was a found footage documentary, and one of the most recognizable actors in existence, Ray Weiss, was in it. I thought that was a weird choice. I don't remember much of it. I'm looking at the Wikipedia description here. But I do remember thinking, why would you cast somebody? Why would you cast the most recognizable character actor? Like, you see Ray Weiss in something, you're like, oh, that's Ray Weiss. Even if you don't know his name, you're like, oh, I've seen him in like every movie. So I thought that was a weird decision. I mean, it's fine. I think it probably would have been more convincing if it wasn't somebody I knew. Imagine you're watching a found footage movie and they're like, we went to the spooky woods and we found this goblet. We found the Goblet Grotto. And then, like, Chris Pratt shows up and he's like, hey, I'm a detective and I happen to be on this case. You'd be like, what? This obviously is not a found footage movie. It's a footage movie. It's a regular movie with Chris Pratt in it. But I do remember enjoying it. I just thought that was such a weird decision. I'm looking at that there, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check that. I saw that, but yeah, no, I have Healthy. I want to watch I Think We're Alone Now. I think my expectations are high for that one, but just that poster looks awesome. And Ted the Caver sounds interesting as too, because I have never read that creepypasta. They're saying it's scarier than The Descent. Oh, I didn't really like The Descent that much. Was it a podcast? Was Ted the Caver a podcast? So funny. As I scroll down, the reviews are getting worse and worse and worse. That's pretty funny, though. Well, hey, dudes, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to eat some dinner, and my place is starting to fill with this smell. But other than the weird smell that's entering the place, I'm going to head out. I'm going to eat some dinner. You guys take it easy as well. Got some cool movie recommendations. I didn't expect that. That's going to be really awesome. I'm going to check out a couple of these. And then tomorrow, we're going to have new episodes up. You guys can check them out. Remember, RV Tournament, if you're into it, check out that app. Not sponsored or anything. But you guys heard it here first. Right now, I'm the 20th powerful remote viewer in America for the month of February, or in the world. I will enjoy that documentary. You guys watch Evil Within. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Godzilla. Thanks all for the movie recommendations. I actually saved all of this stuff so I can, if I mention any of these movies on the podcast, I can give you guys credit for recommending them. Guys, thanks for tuning in to the pre-Valentine's Day Patreon live stream. I guess that's a mouthful, but that's what it is. Have a great one, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Yes, I will see you tomorrow on the episode. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Where's my eyes at? They're right here. Am I doing a crazy?